Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Data Sim live stream. Today it is the 14th of October 2025, 4 minutes past 5 in the evening, back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. It's been a long time since we fired this sim up, and we're in the PMDG 737 to test up my new streaming setup. I've been very kindly received from WINWING their MCP and EFIS panels. I released a video this weekend about it, and I've brought a couple of other features to sort of enhance the streaming experience for you. So I have a little home 737 cockpit for those of you who are watching my other social media channels. You'll see on Facebook and Instagram I've been posting lots of videos about it, and this has been the first opportunity I've had to stream with all of my software since then. So yes, today we're going to be flying from Geneva here in Switzerland to Berlin, where there is a VATSIM event, live time, live weather. I am pleased to inform that Microsoft Flight Sim's 2020 live weather has been fixed. It wasn't working today, but it seems to be all up to date and working correctly now. It will be around 1 hour 30 minutes, and the WINWING MCP is actually built to work really nicely with the PMDG 737. Now, members will have watched my members only group flight yesterday. Works very well in the Zebo Mod 737, although there are some issues with the EFIS panel and the ND, but in this aircraft working very, very nicely indeed. And yeah, it's really nice to be jumping into this sim. But what I'll do, I'll just zoom in towards the aircraft here. This is the Jetstream Designs Geneva scenery. We flew in here about a couple of months ago in the Just Flight Avro RJ. I got that scenery then, but I just thought we might as well depart from here. Berlin, we've been to lots before. I purchased today the Aerosoft version 3 Berlin scenery, but look at all the Alpaca Airways here. We've got an MD-80, probably Edo. We've got a 737 without winglets over there. We've got the Ryanair's classic Boeing liveried 737 as well. There's no events going on here at the moment. You'll have to let me know in chat. These remote stands here with these terminals, which are really cool. How do you get off? Is it a pushback or is it self-manoeuvring? I'm guessing it's a pushback of some sorts. But here we are in the beautiful PMDG 737. And let me show you a little bit about my new setup then. So there's some new features to the stream. The first one is obviously this view, which you're used to. And now I have a new yoke cam, which I'll bring up here. There you are. So notice anything different here with my thrust levers. They are no longer on the desk. I purchased the Thrustmaster, what's it called, wing stand, basically. So here it's all branded, and it allows me to move my thrust lever off the desk, which gives me a little bit more room for things like my mobile phone and on the desk as well. And then the classic yoke cam. So it's a bit of a better angle. Got a new stand here for yoke cam. But check out my second camera, which you can't see. It's just here off screen. We have MCP cam. So I don't know how long this will go for, but the idea is when we're in the cruise, you guys can see me manipulate my WINWING MCP. So I can twist it over slightly to see the EFIS panels. I put it in a position where you can basically see the MCP at all times, and then obviously there's the captain's EFIS panel as well. So yeah, the position, it's still playing around with it. This is the first time I've used it. I've got it all set up in Streamlabs working quite nicely. So I've got quick transitions on my keyboard. So we've got yoke cam, MCP cam, and then this the primary view as well. So we can easily switch between the two. So the idea is I want you guys to watch me manipulate the autopilot, which obviously we're using about 35% of the time we're flying. Let's see what we've got here in chat anyway before we get the aircraft set up. Spitfire for 100 looks good, hope you're well. Ruben Schwartz focus is a little off with MCP cam, but looking good. Yeah, I think autofocus is on, but maybe I can manually adjust that because obviously it won't be changing too much. I'll look at that. I want to watch the stream post-stream. Oh, look at that Swiss A300 or 8030 just landed in the background. Very, very nice indeed. John Padfield, hope you're doing well. Eddie Rambo, we've got MCP cam before Jack cam. I know Jack's here as well. Well, when I'm not flying the 737, MCP can become Jack cam as well. Face cam, I don't have a face, no point. When is the overhead panel coming, said Gary Field. Maybe one day. Yeah, I'm getting less and less room in my desk for now. Who else we've got here? We've got Auto 5 Tick, hope you're doing well. Will you fly the NAMC YS1100? Isn't that the new aircraft from it's a Japanese aircraft, I believe. I might look into that one day. Alan Ben, I hope you're doing well. Stephen M, Stephen Skittish, Ruben Schwartz, Crazy Sarcasm, Sid Sheriff, hello Captain, good day to you as well. Skittish, thank you. Stan 31, 34, 42, 44 are self-manoeuvring. Great, we'll just start the engines here. We won't need to do a pushback today. Henry Jimenez, I haven't been here in a while. I'm glad to be back. Thank you very much for popping in today. Anyway, let's jump on into the cockpit, and as I said, the aircraft is completely cold and dark, which is the way I like to start all my streams. And again, we will use, see if I can smoothly transition here, MCP cam when I need to use it. Basically, I can quickly transition now on my keyboard between the two. Otherwise, we'll stick with the default position, which I have always used. Anyway, let's get some electrical power onto the aircraft. Battery on, GPUs on the bus. I've just got to show you that, guys, one more time. Hold on, let me just turn off the power here. Oh, it's not updating now. That's annoying. It's just done it. So watch this when I pop on the power. Battery on. Close the guard and GPU on the bus. Look, watch my MCP. Oh. Comes alive. And I'm showing the members here as well. Obviously, I've got my light on in my office, but watch when you change the main panel lighting. Can you see the lighting change on the MCP? Just as per the real airplane? It's absolutely awesome to have all these features here. Very, very cool. Anyway, let's carry on with the setup. Battery on, GPU is on, electric hydraulic pumps we can pop on. Landing gear lever is down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights. Then we check all the aircraft documentation, the ship's library. Let's do the squibs. 1, 2, 3, and I've not flown the PMDG. I'm used to using the iFly mouse controls here. Fault ABU detector and op. So we've got master caution overheat detector. And we'll do the fire test now. Fire bell lights, engine overheat, wheel well bell, overheat detector is on too. Great. Push the attend button. Emergency exit lights are already on. Right, so we're fully synced up and updated with GSX here. So let's request boarding. Let's use Swissport International. So hopefully we'll get the. Ooh, we had a little bit of a crash here. Oh, there we are. There we are. The air bridge is swinging across. And I've got the GSX profile all working. Listen to that, I've not heard that sound effect before for the air bridge. Awesome, so boarding will commence shortly. Let's do the rest of the tests then. Fuel, if I grab the operational... Oh no, that's not my key for... I've got to get used to all my new buttons now. Navigraph is this button I've assigned. So if you look here at the operational flight plan, there's a bit of low visibility forecast at Berlin today. Here it's okay, but the weather at our destination, Berlin, we're looking at 2,200 meters, rain, drizzle, mist, broken at 600. So the cloud is dropping, and we've got fog. It's not until 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so we should be in okay. I'd probably take standard block fuel, but because it could be quite busy on VATSIM, there's not many VATSIM events this evening, I will take a little bit of additional fuel. Simbrief OOP, so 7076. Let's take full wings, guys, 78, which is an extra 20 minutes. So, oh, no, not that button. So I'm just going to go here, FMC, pause in it, a bit out of sync here, but Lima, Sierra, Golf, route there, and then I will go init ref index perf. No, how did you... Isn't there a way of getting the SimBrief stuff here? Flight plan request, there we are. SimBrief route. So what I'm going to do is press set payload, set fuel, but then just manually adjust the fuel. I know you can use GSX to load the fuel, but it's always been a bit finicky with me. And then we'll manually update that to 78. Oops. There we are. So we've got the fuel, we've got the passengers on board already, but we'll obviously see all the passengers come on via GSX. I have to say that is a hyper-realistic shroud over the aircraft, and we have to check out if our virtual passengers are getting ready to board. Here they all come in the little terminal. It's an awesome, unique terminal, isn't it? There, oh, look, you can see them all walking up the ladders and up the stairs. We've got two twins, Bertha and Berta, flying with us today. Right, let's carry on here with the setup. Let's have a little look here in chat. So far, every reviewer I've watched agrees that the most satisfying bit is the magnetic quarter throttle switch. It is. We'll be using that today, of course. Quite glad I got that little upgrade with this. We've got P-Test there, thank you very much. 58 months as a member, nearly 5 years, unbelievable. Which will come first, my 60 months or your 100k? I'll be around the same time. Yeah, I'd love to get to 100,000 subscribers. I've got some time off in November, so I plan to do some longer streams. But the best thing you can do is share your content on Reddit and social media to get me up there. I appreciate it. And thank you, Pete, for your continued support as a member. Why no FMC with WINWING, said Aaron. Actually, if I was to get the FMC, I think A, I don't know where to put it, and B, there'll be a limitation. You guys can't see me input the data, so I might not invest in the MCP. Right, so pre-fueled, seatbelt sign can come on, flaps are up which match the indicated position, cargo fire test, forward aft, turn off the HF1 for Gemini, 2000 standby, gear extension door is closed, circuit breakers are all fine here. I'm getting quite good performance in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, but I look forward to this aircraft coming to 2024, which will get much more performance. Simbear, thank you very much for the £5 donation. Very kind, sir. Appreciate it.
Sonia is coming on the plane too. I booked her a ticket.
Well, she's banned from flying Alpaca Airways. She's blacklisted. She'll have to fly with an alternative airline like Llama to come on board. Unbelievable. Thank you very much, Simbear. Hope you're doing well. And thanks for organising our group flight last weekend. Or the weekend just gone. Coho, thank you. Do you get the YouTube plaque at 100,000 subs? Yes, 100,000 subs indeed. Right. Stall warning test is complete. Flight recorder check is completed. Mac airspeed warning test is done. IRS to nav. Winter's coming, guys. It's only 5 o'clock British summertime and it's getting dark already. Circuit breakers are in. Jim and I are wearing our clothes. Tech log is complete. And if we... Oh no, this door doesn't open on the PMDG, does it? There we are. You'll see that Jim and I are fully clothed today. Right, let's now do the safety inspection. So, let's just double check there. Oh, there is some ATC that's just popped up. So we'll tune in the ATIS and get the weather.
Weather report. Wind 030 degrees 5 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers
working, wasn't it,
or more. Clouds overcast at 2,600 feet. Temperature 13.
Cheers, Gary. Thank you.
QNH 1022. Nosig. Geneva Information Bravo.
Information Bravo here in Geneva.
This is Geneva Information Bravo at 1,500.
If I press B, we'll see if the correct QNH is set. Yes,
ILS
1022. Wait, no, hold on. I meant to be using my MCP.
Level 80. Automatic weather report.
There you go, look, 1022
Wind
set.
030 degrees 5 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Clouds overcast at 2,600 feet.
No, bit of a dull day.
Temperature 2.8. QNH 1022. Nosig. Geneva Information.
Great, so tune ground, that's on standby. The weather's okay, overcast around 2,400 feet. Temperature is 13 degrees, QNH 1022 set. Gary, thanks for your membership ping there. 17 months, seen reports online that Sim Update 4 beta improves FPS even further. Amazing, that's great. Well, in 2024 I get significantly better performance than in 2020. Again, you can see it's smooth enough, but it's a little, not stuttery, but you can see it's not quite smooth on the frames. Anyway, bags are being loaded, passengers are coming on board. Let's carry on with the pre-flight setup. So QNH 1022 is set. You can see here if I turn on MCP cam, we can set the MFR rate. So the elevation here is, let me have a little look here on the SID, 1411, so I'll set this to 2411. Thank you, Christopher. See me set my minimums. It's a bit slower than the real aeroplane. Thanks, Christopher.
Ever thought of having an alter ego that flies Llama Airways and completely ignores SOP for the 737 and gets to his destination by the grace of God? Smiley face emoji.
Thank you very much indeed for your donation, Christopher. We do actually have Llama Airlines. I do occasionally hear on VATSIM, very rarely. Some people take the big...
This aircraft.
I'm just going to mute that. Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. Yeah, that would be hilarious. I mean, fair enough, when I'm flying online, I'm usually disregarding several SOPs as I'm on my own, but that would be hilarious. Thank you very much for your $5. And also, thank you for your membership ping, John. 30 months a member. I'm watching the stream whilst drinking tea from a Flight Data Sim mug, a cup of tea that someone else made me. Do things get any better than this? Amazing, John. Thank you. I got a cup of tea made for me before the stream as well. Life's good when that happens. Excellent. Oh, sorry, Ryan. I'll have to, hashtag... Yeah, I have 3 hashtags per stream. I haven't used 2020, so I just copy and paste it from Word, so I'll adjust that after the stream. Thanks for letting me know. Great. MFRA is set. You've seen me use my EFIS minimum selector to do that. What else can we do here on the EFIS panel? If I bring that up, I can select terrain, airports and traffic. Oh no, traffic's already on by default. There we are. And obviously we're on our own here. I can set... Jim's EFIS panel up. So for him, traffic's already on. We can select terrain, airports. Why is that not working? Interesting. Range is working, and I can change the mode, but I can't select terrain or airports. But I could on the other side. Maybe I just need to wait for the alignment to complete. It should work as per the real airplane. Anyway, we've got the EFIS panels set. M3 set as well. Weather we've got. Now it's time to load up the FMC here. So we've already got the route in because we fetched it. Having stored 16 months, remember, evening Sam, how does it feel not to have to muck around for 3 hours to get the sim running for once? Great, yes, might explain woes continue. I still don't know why, or have gotten down to why the sim doesn't always launch first time for me. Then I restart the sim and it works perfectly. No idea. Microsoft Flight Sim, I'm blessed with the fact, like with most of you I'm sure, just fire it up and work. So very nice. I haven't even had to do a test sector of this. I hope the Berlin series is still not being so busy, but yes, very nice indeed. Thank you for your continued support. Nico, that time of year where cold soap fuel frost will catch you out, absolutely. First one today for me due to cold soap fuel frost out the limits. Yeah, so cold soap fuel frost, which Nico's alluring to there, is when you get ice forming on the bottom and top of the wing from fuel that gets cold in the cruise and you land somewhere that's humid, and we need to make sure that that's removed. A certain amount of it, that is. We are allowed some based off certain conditions, fuel temperature above -16, temperature outside 4 degrees or higher. But yeah, that's the time of year we can look at covering that in a winter ops stream in the future. Right, runway 04 in use then. The departure we're expecting is a SOSAL 1 November. And we can oh, didn't request my flight plan yet. I put the fuel in but didn't actually select the route. Let's fetch that from ACARS. Daniel says, thanks for sharing the content. The PFP and PAP are game changers for me. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. They are indeed very, very nice. Indeed. Loving the addition to my setup, that's for sure. Right, route uplink ready, load. It's still loading. Obviously blessed with this. That causes the whole sim to freeze as well. I can't do anything now. It's frozen. I hope it works. Yeah, frozen. Still frozen. There we go. Perfect. Came back. That was interesting. Don't usually get hangs like that. Right, activate, execute. 04. As again, we said we were expecting a SOSAL 1 November. Departure arrivals, Berlin. I can execute the SID. I think they're landing on the southwesterly. ILS24 right, I think we've got in the fly plan. We'll put in Klagenfurt 24 right. Execute. Let's just check here for discontinuity. So again, I can use the EFIS panel to go to plan. This is not working in the Zebo mod at the moment, but then I can step through here, make sure there's no discontinuities. Yeah, that's the standard arrival. Uburu to the centre fix. Execute. And that's activated. Init ref. Oh, I never put my position in. No wonder the alignment's taking long to complete. Right, performance then. 0 fuel weights in, 58.5. I think we're already, wrong button again, already fully loaded. So we're basing this off a full load of passengers, 185. So yeah, 0 fuel weight, 58.5. Everyone has turned up. Reserves for our alternate, which is Leipzig. We need 2.8 tons. Cost index 30. Cruising at 36,000 feet. Cruise wind off the fly plan is 339 at 21. Or top of climb wind, I should say. Legs. Let's just go back to map, which I can do on my EFIS panel. Route data. Average wind 004 at 29. This you can't change. It still shows here the top of climb ice is +2. So usually in our FMCs you put +2, but here you have to put the actual temperature, so -55. Great, M1 limit then. So performance wise here in Geneva, 04 will go full length today via Golf. The takeoff run available will then be in the tablet, because it's always based off full length. Sorry, as I still get used to my keyboard assignments here. Performance tool, so 04, import weight from aircraft import weather, calculates. There we are. So acceleration height 1500 feet, flap 5. M1 is TO full, 51 degrees, trim of 5.4, speeds 41, 42, 46. No improved climb. So TO full, temperature 51. So sometimes you can take full 26k with a high assumed temperature, or then a D rate and a lower assumed temperature. It's whatever the calculator spits out, basically. Has the same effect. Flap 5. CG is in, 20.2, 5.4 on the trim. Yeah, it's a typo, guys. This is... I'll change that now, because a lot of people are going to think this is 2024 when it's not. Speeds 42, 46. We can... no, I keep forgetting to use my paddle now. 46 Great, that's all in. And we can go back to map. Get rid of the VSD center display. Beautiful. Alright then, panel scan up top here. Yaw dampers on. I can turn on MCP cam for this. I'll get to it in a second. Yaw dampers on. Nav transfer display switch is normal auto. Fuel wing tanks on. Check the crossfeed valve. Closed. That's all set up here. Panel lighting's on. Window heat on. That's all set up. Just a few doors still open for boarding. They could be in auto. That could be left. Oops, left open. Cruising at 36,000 feet. The elevation in Berlin is 156 feet, so we'll set that to 150. Lighting's all set, we'll put the logo light on. The MCP then, let's have a look here. So this expected SID stop level is 90, so I can set 91 here. Yeah, I can see the focus changing, guys. Courses and headings are set to the runway QDM. V2 I've set, and we can turn on the flight directors master on first. There we are, so flight directors are on, and that's the MCP setup for this stage. Water brake to RTO, reset fuel flow. This can go to the legs page. If I can return to menu. Oh, FMC legs. Trim set, radio tuning panels all set. Great, we can now get our clearance. Right, let me change this hashtag round before I... yes, I see. Yes, Microsoft. I'll just go Microsoft Flight Sim. Perfect. Yeah, I copy and paste this from a Word document every stream. There we are. Does the MCP turn off the auto throttle switch automatically when you disconnect? Yes, just to demonstrate this, because it is incredibly satisfying. If I turn on the auto throttle, go to my yoke scene, watch me disconnect the auto throttle, you can't quite see the MCP there, but you'll hear it. Did you hear that? Click. Just to show you again. Oh no. Thrust levers aren't lined up. There you go. So watch this. Auto throttle disconnect on my thrust levers is turning off the auto throttle switch. It's superb. Right, let's grab our clearance from the controller, and then we can get out of here. So ground's online 121.855. So that's interesting. If I tune the radio here, dope, I have to. It doesn't work on VATSIM, so I have to do it like this. That's annoying. 855. Alright, ground's now active. Let's grab our clearance, just check the volumes. Good. Stand 3-2, I think. Yeah, perfect. Geneva ground, hello, it's Alpaca 14 Whiskey, stand 3-2, information Bravo 1022738. Departure clearance to Berlin, please.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey, Geneva, Plane, bonsoir. Information Bravo correct, runway 04, cleared Berlin. Total 1 November departure, climb 5, level 90, squawk 1000.
Cleared to Berlin, the SOSAL 1 November departure off runway 04, climb flight level 90, squawk 1000, Alpaca 14 Whiskey.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey, is that correct? Start up approved, QNH 1022.
Start approval, call you for taxi, Alpaca 14 Whiskey. Excellent, so we've already been cleared to start, and this is a self-manoeuvring stand, so we could just go from there. Great. Peter, thank you very much for your continued support as a member. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for popping into today's stream. Perfect. So, flight level 90, set on my MCP. Squawk is 1000, and we can just verify the SID. SOSAL 1 November. So now we do our pre-flight briefings, including a route check. So again, we won't do the... I've been spending years with the G5 shortcut, my keyboard being Navigraph, it's now G5. So we check the routing, all the waypoints and make sure the gross error check here for ground distance 583. This shows 565. Yeah, that's good enough. We've got the shortened arrival, our nav arrival in, so that's good. Fuel on arrival, and the FMC is 4.2. We need 2.8. Makes sense with the additional fuel we took. And we've we've executed the route. Instrument cross check. We check the time. UTC 1628 1022, indicating 1400 feet. Flight directors are on. Standby instrumentation is set. We can put that to QNH. It's a takeoff briefing, so left hand seat takeoff, 04, flap 5, noise 2, engine out SID. We'll go over the Lake of Geneva, climb straight ahead to the MSA 7,000 feet. Emergencies, what we'd do to perform a rejected takeoff and our actions event of an engine failure, and then we can brief the SID. So again, I can utilise the EFIS panel now in front of me. Unfortunately, when I select the different scenes like this, it doesn't bring up the charts. The only scene I can have for the shortcut for charts is on G5, this one here. So I can do this, step through the SID like so, and the EFIS panel now, which is great. So I'll go over on my EFIS panel to plan, and then I can just use the step feature. So the SID says climb on 043 track to Petal. 5,000 feet or above, right turn Molus, 100 or above, left turn Sosal. So that's it. It's an RNAV departure, no nav aids to tune. However, I do have the ILS active if we have to immediately return for departure. Right then, so briefings are complete. I don't have any checklist utility. We can select map on the EFIS panel, a sensible range. We complete the checklist, but now we can start our engines. Thanks for subscribing there, Stu on welcome on board there. Lone Gamer says the iFly Max seems nice for both. I'm still not sure which to get. Other than both, still need some PC updates, new controls, and small auto win first. A lot of updates here. I think the iFly 737 Max with regards to the WINWING MCP is working very well as well. I've not yet tried it. Only the Zebo mod and the PMDG, both of which they have pre-made profiles available. I've had to do zero setup for both panels, which is great. There you go. Look, muscle memory. I need to use my EFIS panel, not the actual EFIS controls. How many times I'll do that today, you're going to lose count. Right, we've been cleared to start engines on this remote stand, so let's just tell GSX... Oh god, I've not even started the APU. Wait a minute, guys, I need to get the APU started on bus. And then we can get rid of the GPU air bridge and start our engines. It's going to be a nice sunset. It'll be night by the time we get to Berlin. And the Aerosoft scenery I've never used before, purchased it today. V3 update, and it's also compatible with 2024. But I bought it because Berlin's an airport we're probably flying to quite a few times. There's a lot of VATSIM events there as well. Ryan, MCP is identical on the Max and NG, right? Just that one EFIS difference, very similar. So if I bring up the MCP here, I mean, guys, I don't know if there's any mods here. Check out my video on this, my latest video upload on Saturday, where I go in detail about each individual EFIS panel, what all the buttons do, and also the MCP. I included a tutorial on the MCP and EFIS along with a review of the product. It's my latest uploaded video, so you'll see the subtle differences between the two. Right, sounds like that APU is starting. We can pop it on the bus. Good, and what we can do here is press home, ground operations, remove the chocks. There we are, which gets everything else ready. All the doors we can close. And we can get GSX to start engines. You need to set... Oh gosh, yes. Uh-oh, GSX is not happy with me starting my engines. Technically we don't need it anymore, because it doesn't cater for starting engines on stand, does it, GSX? I'll just press operate jetway to just get rid of it, and then we'll just start engines on stand, guys. And the rear stairs I think will be removed afterwards, otherwise they will be blown over. Oh, look at this view, very nice. 2020 still looks great. Cheers, Domino Mocina, thank you for fetching the video. Oh, Former says the 1900 foot. You're quite right, yeah, that should say 1900 feet or above. Otherwise VNAV will level off, but it's not accepting it. I think Former Kalichev, that's a PMDG thing, and you can see here that is a conditional waypoint there. I'm pretty confident with the PMDG VNAV won't level off in that case, but you're quite right, it should be at or above there. Right, let's now get ready for engine start. So packs off, anti-collision light on, parking brake verify set, transponder to out off, checks complete. We'll start the engine, starting engine number 1. This is the Boris sound pack as well. have I forgotten? AP bleed. Yep. Just testing you all. Hopefully those codes will be removed by GSX very soon. Sounds are superb. Oh no! Oh, I forgot to start New Sky again! Oh, my virtual airline, which I never logged flights for. Fuel on. Check the spar valve. -10. Yeah, GSX hasn't had any updates recently as well. It's a bit bonkers. Alright, looks like a good start on 2. I think I'll have time to start New Sky, guys, as well. Starting engine 1. Let me just fire up the app. So those of you who don't know, we have a virtual airline called Alpaca Airways, completely free to join. You can log all your flights, get grades and scores. We have over how many pilots now in Alpaca Airways? 704. Amazing. N2, oil pressure, M1, fuel coming on. Whilst Jim is monitoring the engine start, we'll log our flight on New Sky. There we are. My airlines. New Sky's not coming up now. There it is. Done. So Alpaca Airways, my flights, book a flight. Free flight Alpaca. Alpaca 14 whiskey. How many times can I say Alpaca in one sentence? Lima Sierra Golf Golf. EDDB. Boeing 738. You've got to add at least 10 minutes from your present time for departure. So what are we now? 46. I'll put 16:46 for departure. Book flight. Flight added. Start flight. Hopefully it won't penalise me with the engines already running, but there we are. We must log our flight on New Sky every time. Right, 2 good starts before taxi flow. I think I've got failures on as well, like 1 an hour, so hopefully nothing serious will happen. Set. Flight controls to flaps to 5 first. Flight controls forward, back, left, right. I look very chaffy today, don't I? Very grey. Unbelievable. Recall is checked, and then we'd read the before taxi checklist. Excellent. Alpaca, paca. Cheers, John. Let's now request taxi. I've never been to Geneva in my life. Watch me get lost. Alright. Oh, yeah, I need to. I always turn down VPilot when I'm not using it. There we are. And Geneva Ground Alpaca 14 whiskey stand 32. Request taxi.
Alpaca 14 whiskey taxi unit point runway 04 via inner link 3 and out.
Taxi runway 04 via inner link 3 and outer Alpaca 14 whiskey. So we're gonna go inner link 3 outer. Got it. Even I can't screw this up. Is there anything for my wingtip to hit? Yes. I'll make a little right turn. I'm sure the air bridge should clean up a little bit more. Right. Turn off and taxi. Parking brake release. Do a quick config check. No config warning horn has sounded. Let's go to Berlin. Captain Simpsons, this is 2020, not 2024, yeah? Yeah, I've updated the thing as well. Turn down the zoom on my EFIS. Yeah, clear left. So here comes the inner taxiway. It's a very cool system here in Geneva. How do they get to these remote terminals? Are they underground tunnels? Oh, I'm so used to thrusting for being higher as well. It's another muscle memory thing I've got to remember. And my chair rotating round. Underground, very cool. So what we're going to do is use your hand fly a little bit, but because obviously this is my first stream with the MCP, I'm going to follow standard SOPs, use yoke cam initially, and then switch to MCP cam, and then we'll do standard SOP at my operator is autopilot on at 1,000 feet. Obviously you can hand fly if you wish, but we'll just follow standard SOP so you can watch me manipulate the WINWING MCP for our inaugural public stream here with the aircraft. Line Gamer says 20 still looks great, performs well, lighting not so good, but it's still getting an update for 20 and more next year still. Yes, I mean I will move to 2024 though once this aircraft comes to it, this is the only reason I have the sim installed. I was quite, you know, when 2024 was released and dodgy performance, bad graphics, I was a bit like, this is a waste of time and money. But now, the performance I get in 2024, I think primarily for my high-speed internet, it's I get really good FPS. Even my PC is 4 years old. Oh, this Boris sound pack is superb. I hope all the sounds are all okay. I'm not too quiet, Sim's not too quiet, loud, etc. Good, we're on the outer taxiway, which takes us all the way to the whole point runway 04. I think it's coming. Ryan and VATSIM, PMDG have released some updates regarding the transition to 2024. Right, let's do the before takeoff checklist. So config checked, flaps we have no takeoff page. 5 green lights, stab trim set for departure is 5.4 units set. Takeoff briefing. Packs all the bleeds on, V-speed set for departure, 40, 42, 46. Don't forget to blank the lower DU. The departure is going to be the SOSAL 1 November. It's basically a straight line. Climbing straight ahead to Petal, right turn Molas, climbing to a flight level of 90 and transition altitude 7,000 feet. And EDDB2 EO SID. Climbing straight ahead to 7,000 feet. Reviewed. Cabin secure, checks complete.
Contact tower 118.7, bonsoir.
118.7 Alpaca 14 Whiskey bonsoir. Thanks to the ATC. So yeah, the radio tuning panel I'm going to actually use today. Perfect, tower's active. Geneva Tower, hello, it's Alpaca 14 Whiskey on the taxiway outer, taxi to 0.04, ready for departure.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey, Geneva Tower, hello, wind 030 degrees, 4 knots, runway 04, clear for takeoff.
04 cleared takeoff, Alpaca 14 Whiskey. That's an early takeoff clearance, but we have been cleared for takeoff. We'll continue all the way to Gulf and we'll do a rolling departure. What's your method for scrolling the barrow so quickly on the PMDG? You hold down the EFIS panel, but on here, if you don't have the EFIS panel, I can unlock the mouse wheel on my mouse. So that's one way you can get around it. Pseudocoder, yeah, lots more stuff I could possibly get, but I think right now I'm quite happy with my all this gear. It looks pretty good, to be fair. I'm dead chuffed with this. This Thrustmaster, I mean, I bought this myself, but it is very good. You could probably make one for cheap. It's quite expensive, the clamp. So if I show you here, you can fit 2 quadrants on it. You can fit the Airbus. You wouldn't fit 4 Boeing levers on this. You can't really see it because of the camera, but it's so much better having the position there, and it's freed up this little space on my desk for other things like the controller, the Xbox controller and the phone, so I'm really chuffed with that. Right, I might as well keep... no, I need MCP cam for this, don't I? So clear the lineup, takeoff. So landing lights on, LNAV, auto throttle, weather radar. There we are. Just don't push the whole thing back. Great, and transponder, a little bit of braking. TAR8. So MCP is set, transponder TAR8, strobe lights on, landing lights on. We are cleared for takeoff, runway 04. Timing. Togas in chat. Let's go to Berlin. Spoiler time is very good. Stabilise, set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set indications normal. Checked, release forward pressure.
Alpine 39 Lima X-ray, hold short 04.
Alpine 39 Lima X-ray, line up and wait, runway 04.
Line 04, line up and wait, Alpine 39 Lima X-ray.
Lovely day. Up we go. We're airborne.
To brake.
Gears coming up. We are not heavy today. Look at that. LNAV. My operator, we don't pitch above 20 degrees. Great, so go to MCP cam. Command A, verify the FMA, and bug up. The rotation on this is so realistic as well. And one.
Alpha 1-4 Whiskey, monitor advisor, 122.8, enjoy your flight, bye-bye.
122.8, thanks to ATC Alpaca 1-4 Whiskey, bye-bye. Speed checked, flaps 1. Oh, that's sad. Which you can't quite see because of my MCP. But I'll retract the flaps up now. Classic 737 flap retraction sounds. Awesome. So the elevation here is 1,400 feet, so we are now 3,000 feet of the ground, so we can go VNAV, check the FMA, set standards, get rid of the MFRA, passing 47 flight level 90, we'll do the after takeoff checklist. So we can go start switches off, gear off, water brake off, air conditioning and pressurization, diff pressures 1.8 climbing, all configured as we want, set. Release the cabin crew. Altimeter standard set, passing 5-2 flight level 90. After takeoff checklist complete. Over to Unicom. Amazing. The MCP for me is just, I can bring it a little bit closer to me now, so my whole desk I can move up. It's just still getting used to the camera position, guys, so hopefully, there we go, that's a bit better. So I'll imagine we're on Unicom now. There's no traffic. We'll just use some other modes. So approaching the cleared level here in vertical speed. That opens the speed window. And we've just set 2,000 feet per minute. We'll level off at 90 for a very short while. RTO off, Captain. It's done, Tony. Wow. Captain Sim, does the MCP have a desync? Not had it yet. One to go. And then as soon as we get to 90, we'll just continue climb straight up to the cruise level. So Berlin, it's always quite busy on VATSIM, so we'll have to see how things are. We've got an extra 20 minutes fuel. Thought VS stood for very stupid. Like the pilot. Amazing. Alrighty. Look at how beautiful Lake Geneva's looking down there. Very nice. One of my favourite flights in Flight Sim when I was a lot younger was Geneva to Sion. You know, really scenic and looking really nice. Don't forget to keep the heading bug updated. There we are. So if you're in outer quiet, a little thing I want to show you. If you're ever in outer quiet and you wind up the MCP out, VS will engage at the present rate of climb, so it's a bit of a gotcha, so you've got to always make sure you're careful with them. So we'll put in our cruise, flight level 360 set, VNAV, passing 91 flight level 360, and we check that our cruise is in on the overhead panel, MCP, which obviously you can see on the screen, and on the climb page as well. There we are, cruise page, sorry, 360, perfect. Runway 24 in Berlin now, very good. We're planning for 24 right at the moment. I said I almost revealed Flight Sim's employer. Well done, Sherlock. Would have gotten wiped by the mods for that. Well, yes, I mean, Isaac, you've been watching my videos enough to know that I keep that private. Thank you very much for understanding that matter. Tony, you were stationed at IF Gatto in West Berlin, 86-90. Very cool. Edo Simbrief gave me 06 weird. Yeah, that's quite common, but in real life as well, Edo, sometimes the flight plan is quite obvious. It's this runway, and the wind's favouring it, but Simbrief and Lido, which is what Simbrief is based off, on one of the options, also gives you the runway that's not in use. It just happens sometimes with the plan. Right, let's do the pre-cruise checks now, passing 114360, getting excellent performance now. Fuel 4 pumps on, and we've got 7 tons. I'll just turn the sim down slightly now, we're en route. There we are. Lights. Logo, AP verify off, pressurization 4.2, climbing, set. Seatbelts, recall, checks complete. I didn't do my PA, did I? Routing's going to be where we're going, Zurich, and then that'll be sort of Stuttgart, and then northeast, we're towards our alternate Leipzig, then Berlin. Ruben, are you using the Boris sound pack for the NG? Yes. Range, did I change the range on the... Sorry. Everyone's match learning book. Everyone's catching me out for when I use the mouse on my controls, which I have now in front of me. Lakura, I've flown with you. My name is Cameron. Wonderful. Was it a fantastic experience, Lakura? I'm sure it was. I've also flown with a lot of people called Cameron. That's true. Ludo, yesterday I was trying to do an approach to Florence, and even with the ILS frequencies inside the FM sim, guess you're trying to say there, and radio panel, it never captures the ILS. Do you know how it's possible? Now, it can be a sim issue, Ludo, if certain sceneries aren't compatible. But yeah, if there's a physical ILS there, have a look online. Best thing to have a look online and see, has anyone had issues trying to intercept the ILS at XYZ airport? And people often share their experience. Look at Rovo, it was amazing. Amazing, great. Can't remember if we talked about the channel or not. Isaac says you've got to start testing us by using your mouse instead of WinWing at this point to see if we can catch it. Well, as Steve already pointed it out, I've already manipulated the EFIS panel a few times. But now we're in the cruise and there's not much to or climb. I can actually close that window. We can go to the full view. And then in the descent phase approach, I'll go back to MCP scene. Nakura, we caught a funny laugh into Alicante, if you remember, over the female controller. I can't remember. Did they say something funny? I don't know. I've had many a funnier laugh with my colleagues at work. But thanks for respecting my privacy. And yours by the sounds of it. Excellent. Beautiful evening, look at this. Look at that. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the MCP cam anyway. It will be a permanent feature. The actual MCP is glued to my desk, but as I was saying, and if I put on my yoke scene here, this whole thing I can move back and forth, which is great. So when I'm not using flight sim or flying something else, I can push that all the way to the back and I have all my desk space. So it's this I bought on top there. The only problem I have with my desk, it is curved, so the clamps overhang slightly, but they're so strong, and this is a really good quality desk. It's really fit. I mean, I can stand on this and it doesn't break, and I'm not particularly heavy, but it can take the strength of I think it was one of the things that sold me, it says you can put 150 kilos of weight on it. Very solid. Weighs a ton. Pseudocode is the sync between the aircraft state and the sim pretty good for the MCP. All the modes, light, altitude, speed, heading course. It's perfect. There is no hesitancy. In the Zebo mod, you have to rotate it more, but for example, if I rotate the heading bug here, it's like the amount of movement I do, it's absolutely perfect. So you can see the numbers changing. Like, it registers each individual little click like this. It's exactly the same as a real aircraft. You know, the real aircraft is built a little bit more solidly. Obviously, this is plastic, and I think the real airplane, I don't know if that's some sort of higher density plastic, but it has to obviously serve the test of time. But this is certainly solid enough. X-Plane dedicated, recently got my Thrustmaster desk clamp for the throttle quadrants. Perfect. Oh, I'm a big fan of it. I should have got this sooner. It was actually a colleague of mine that messaged, who's got a bit of a simming setup, saying I've got Louis clamps. But it's just this little bit of space here. Usually I had my quadrant there, and you know, it was a bit awkward for space. But now I've got, you know, my phone here. This side here, because I'm left-handed, I always have a piece of paper and pen for ATC instructions. It's perfect for simming. Dead chuffed. Hopefully M3 tally. Time will tell. Time will tell. BP Morris, the clamp is from Thrustmaster. It's called the wing clamp, I think. It's very good quality. It's, you know, it's not a cheap metal, but it was cheap for what it is. I think it's 55-60 pounds. Tony F set up used Honeycomb Bravo with Pro Sim 737 Ultra throttles. I have seen that. That quadrant is something very, very nice indeed. However, I'm satisfied with the Thrustmaster throttles. I mean, again, I'm flying 98% of the time with the auto throttle engaged, as we would do in real life, but they work well for when I'm hand flying. Sarcasm, yeah. So I don't know, when I do my Airbus streams, maybe I'll keep the Airbus side stick on the right hand side. Ryan, do you move the thrust levers to take off in the real aircraft or just hit toga? I guess your hands are going to be there anyway. Yeah, you just follow the auto throttle through. You need to keep your hand on it in case you have to do a rejected takeoff. Captain said if PMD charges another $70 for the FSX 737 for FS24, would you purchase it? I would. I don't think they will. I don't know, but you never know. But yeah, obviously my channel is based and built off me flying the PMDG, whether I agree with them on the fact that they charge for an upgraded aircraft on the same sim. That's for you to decide whether you buy it or not, but I obviously would invest in that. LaCroix, you know, if I get on a flight with you again, I'm going to make a joke about the MCP to get a crack out of you. I fly with so many people, LaCroix. If I do fly again, I'll probably recognise your face, but I was actually looking for my logbook. I've flown with, I think it's 370 different pilots. Mark, have you tried the MCP with the iFly Max 8 yet? I haven't. I believe it works very well. Seeing it work with the Zebo plug and play. Let's turn these lights down as we head on into the night. I always like the inner knob turned up as much as possible for the weather radar and terrain. Turn down Jim's lights. Oh, he's on ADF 2. VOR 1. There we are. Jim, I'll do your lights for you. There you go. There you go, buddy. Stam ISFD will turn down. Very nice. Into night mode we go. We can put the lights to dim. LaCroix, though, can I say my last name? You can say your name if you wish. I can look at my logbook. Eds, have you tried a 777 with the new Boris sounds? I haven't, and that is one aircraft that does need a decent sound pack. The PMDG 777, which is an excellent add-on, but the sounds are a little lacking. Is it? Is it you? Oh, LaCroix, I know exactly who it is. What on earth is your YouTube handle? This is someone I've flown with on a regular basis. Yes. What are you doing here? I know exactly who LaCroix is. Sort of had a mini adventure with. It's an in real life Jim, yeah. I think we're flying again soon, actually. I was looking at the roster. Tony, NG was saying when it works just fine without the missing button. I don't know what that's a reference to. Oh yes, regarding EFIS, yeah, I don't think you need both. I was very fortunate, obviously, to get both from WINWING, and it was part of my tutorial. But from me, if I was to actually get them, I'd only get one. And you just have to deal with the fact it doesn't look right. But you know, I wouldn't get the first officer's one, and it would just chop off there, and I'd have the captain's one there. You definitely only need one, because you know you've got EFIS controls for both screens, and you're never going to use one of them. I wonder if you can sync them up, so if you manipulate one, it manipulates the other as well. Probably. Just south of Basel. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Excellent. Sasha, does Mr. Murphy wear a shirt whilst flying? Most days. I can just see some traffic. Oh, that looks fantastic. Some traffic behind. So yeah, actually I have to say a special shout out to another streamer here. I was having issues with live weather, and I posted in the Microsoft Flight Sim Discord, and I'm sure most of you heard of him, with Chewy, who I think works now for Microsoft in some sort of way. Very responsive to me, and chased it up straight away. So I don't know whether they found a fix, but he fired up the exact same aircraft, same sim, went, yep, Sam, found the same issue, we'll get it sorted as soon as possible. So yeah, massive thanks out to Matt for sorting that out this morning. Ludo, could you share your PC config? Absolutely. I'm sure someone in chat will fire it up there. Thanks, Havingstore. 4 years old, this PC, and still going strong. So ETA 1749 on the overhead panel there. This is saying 1816, probably far more likely with the arrival. Top of descent is going to be at 46, so yeah, about 46 minutes from now, just past 1700 Zulu. Captain Sim says the aircraft is so dark you'd think there'd be more lights. I don't know what I think you're talking about there. Oh, on the outside. Well, no, you don't need it. I mean, at night time, you easily see other aircraft with the nav lights and flashing strobes. Ludo, 4 years old. It looks like it runs X-Plane 12 really well. Yeah, it runs X-Plane 12 okay. Yeah, Steve, I think that's what Matt does. He works with Microsoft Asobo. It's his sort of job now. And stream still. Lion Gamer, you got a 5070 from June time. It got sold. A lot of issues from my old 970. That's a massive upgrade. But still an old PC CPU motherboard. I'll keep this for another year, this PC. I did consider upgrading this year, but I think it's still running okay.
Zurich traffic low, Edelweiss 12 is lining up runway 16.
Perfect. Tony 4090 will do for years to come. Yeah, I mean 3080 is it's lacking VRAM. That's the only thing. It's got 10 gigabytes of VRAM. So sometimes when you're panning around, you can have a little bit of a skip up if you're sort of in, you know, a large airport with a lot of VATSIM traffic. VATSIM events I've noticed when there's a lot of traffic eats into my PC's resources. I want to go. So a bit of traffic chatting on VATSIM, having a look on the VATSIM map, just working out if we have any ATC coming up. It's got a lot of traffic. We don't have any ATC at the moment until we get right into Berlin. That thing, ooh, not that button anymore. That will change because German en route ATC often comes online later, but you never know. About to go over Stuttgart, and then all of Berlin's online, albeit very quiet. Oh, that event has started early. 30 minutes. It starts in 30 minutes, but all of the positions are filled. There's a lot of. Well, it's not a lot of traffic. It's quite a bit of traffic there. I always turn traffic up because it does slow down Naviggraph quite a bit. There we are. Wrong button again. In the cruise, flight level 360 on a VNav. Select con. And we can preset the QNH. So what we do. Oops. Grab the weather in Berlin. So right now it's a bit low visibility haze. Won't be LVPs enforced with that weather though. QNH is 1022, so we can preset that on the minimum selector. 1022. Whoa! Oh, if you hold it down, it's way too fast. Do lots of little changes. 1022, and I'll do gyms, but I've got the sync feature on. There we are. Lone Gamer says, but I recommend the TI to get the extra 16 gig of RAM, so much better than 12. Yeah, I mean, I often run out of VRAM. Comes up on screen in Microsoft Flight Sim. Ruben Schwartz, lots of traffic in Zurich. I think we're right over the top of Zurich now, I believe. Yeah, we've just flown over the airport. There it is, that's Zurich there. Yeah, Zurich's always quite popular. Oh yeah, look at that. Is there any events on in Zurich today? Well, 5 aircraft there. Zurich does a lot of VATSIM events as well. I've got the oh, who's done the Zurich scenery? MK Studios, that's it. Aludo says, during a missed approach on the 737, to follow the scheduled missed approach, you just have to press VNAV, LNAV, or you have some other actions. So my operator, we don't use VNAV during the go-around. You engage LNAV at 400 feet if the missed approach is in the FMC. Our new aircraft have an LNAV engage automatic feature. And then, yeah, we just simply retract the flaps in toga mode. When you retract the flaps, the speed window is closed, but it will increase the bug based off the aircraft's maximum takeoff weight. So we just simply retract the flaps, and then we actually engage the autopilot once we're level at the missed approach altitude. So operators engage the autopilot during the go-around, which gets rid of toga thrusts, level change engages, and then you bug up manually. If it was a really high workload situation, I'd consider that. Otherwise, I'd follow SOP and level off at the missed approach altitude manually, then re-engage the automation. Iceman says, prefer Max or NG cockpit screens. Oh, the Max. The Max any day now. I'd take the Max over the NG on any day now as well. It's just, I don't know, NG's getting old. It's still a old classic, but I used to say when I first started flying the Max, the NG on longer sectors, but on a long flight, yeah, Max is great. Hello Hayden, hope you're doing well. Former says, the best way to decelerate because of an ATC restriction is to use level change to select the issued speed to update the target descent speed, and when we capture the VNAV path, open the speed intervent. That is an excellent way of dealing with an ATC restriction. Well done. Thanks for sharing. Steve says, I was watching a YouTube of a guy comparing Sim Update 3 and the latest Sim Update 4 beta last night. He was getting 20 more FPS without changing anything, and no stutters. Ah, interesting. Can you watch any of the VOD platforms on the 737 Max screens? Yes. I think all the Indiana Jones films are currently available. Fox says, have you noticed the difference between old 800s and new ones? Feel these older ones, you feel the airplane a bit. They're a bit more bedded in, I think is the way I'd describe it. They handle very similar. There's a bit more play, but it still flies very nicely, as does the Max. Hello Vero, just passed ATPL exam today. Oh, another one, excellent. Maybe I'll fly over you soon, or at least in some European airspace. Very, very nice, congratulations. Sconge on Sim Update 4 beta performance difference is huge. Wow. What have they changed then? To make us have such performance gains. I'm not a fan of using betas, as I've learnt with X-Plane. I think that's when all my issues started, but we will hopefully get down to the bottom of the issues in the sim soon. Hello Ibrahim, I had a topic, but what's your thoughts on A30s and the Lightspeed Zulu 4 aviation headset? I've never heard of the Lightspeed Zulu 4 aviation headset. I'm sure it's great. I have a battered old pair of A20s, coming up to 12, 13 years old. I've replaced the earmuffs and the little bit on top of your head about 3 times, but the cable's getting a little bit tatty now. So I might treat myself to some A30s next year. I've heard generally good things about the A30. The ProFlight, is it ProFlight, the ones that go in your ear? I've heard really mixed reports about that. Some people love them. I've heard a lot of people said no, not for me. Asked for a refund and gone back to A20s or A30s. Especially in the 7.3, I think, because it isn't a quiet flight deck in here. There we go. There's the cabin as we fly into German airspace. Lochto, I think we're approaching. So Lochto is the Swiss-German boundary. Very nice. I did consider doing 2 sectors today, but I've had a very busy day, so I thought I'd just chill out and do the one. Awesome. Steve says they've moved more stuff off the main thread and optimised a lot of graphics apparently. Not sure what that means, but great. It sounds like the end user is going to benefit. Awesome. So I think there's a big update coming to the Fokker F28 as well in just flights Fokker to Microsoft Flights 2024. So we'll give that a try. Wow, that looks mega. Look at that. That lighting is very, very nice. Hello Iceman, how long did it take to get used to night flying? Must be quite a change from flying in daylight when you're new to a line. Just trying to get on with it really. With the long sort of where we are in the UK, the daylight hours in the summer are 16 hours, in the winter it's about 6, so you do a lot more night flying. So on late shifts you take off in the night, yeah, you just get used to it really. Generally don't have no preference, but if there's a lot of bad weather around, thunderstorms, I like to fly around during the day, but don't have much choice in that. Generally in Europe you get less thunderstorms in the winter anyway, generally. Ah, very good, Hayden. That is just a stunning view, though. I wonder how the inbounds are to Berlin now. Let's have a look at the map here. VATSIM radar. Hello, AV Charlie. Good evening to you. Thanks for popping in. So Berlin online, they currently have 50 inbounds. 50. Got A380s. Oh, that's departures. It's quite a lot of arrivals, as long as they don't all arrive at the same time. At least I'm in an aeroplane, I sort of know what I'm doing. It's the Airbuses that scares me. As I said, it's just me on the PFD colours on the PMG a bit unrealistic. Seems very orange compared to the early brown on real 7.3s. I mean, I can't notice the difference, but maybe you can. But looks very good to me. Told him, I remember I'm a Boeing pilot, I have no clue what I'm doing. I've clipped you saying that twice. Amy Chan, how you finding the WINWING panels? And very nice. Now we're in the cruise, obviously I've closed my brand new MCP cam, but it's a fine panel. If you are interested, feel free to have a look at my video tutorial released not that long ago.
Listed traffic, Air Berlin 102,
So yeah, low visibility in Berlin today. We were only doing auto-land if LVPs are in force, but it's probably only going to see the runway around, what was the weather? Overcast at 400 or 500? Oh no, it's okay actually. New update 23 minutes ago. 6,000 meters, few at 500, broken 1,800. So yeah, we should see the runway at 1,800 feet or so. Tempo, low visibility, 3,500 meters. But yeah, it was a bit wet and foggy over the UK in the last few days. I've got the Boeing. Oh look, we've got the Boeing Sky Interior in Outback Airways here. Boeing Blue. That's sound. It's very realistic. Really nice. So coming up to halfway into the sector, inbound now to Tickney, just around 100 miles away still. In fact, we've just passed Teggo, I think, so what we can do, little fuel checks, and we've just passed Teggo. Bring up the flight plan here, I think. There it is. 30 minutes airborne at Teggo. 32 makes sense. We passed about a minute ago. Should have 4.8 tons of fuel. We took an extra 800 kilos. So we're looking for around 5.6. We've got 5.5. Teggo fuel used 2.4 tons. Engine used. We've used 2.3. Great. Saved about 100 kilos of fuel. Traffic behind me, 2,000 feet above. The lighting's okay. So I think it's gotten a lot better in 2020 as well. On release, it was it looked like that all the time, but now it seems to change when you're a bit closer, which is good. More detailed. Mega. We'll get on to the fray in Berlin, see how it is. So many Maydays we could hear on VATSIM tonight. Landing en route, start loading this up. I reckon coming in from the south, so we might get 2-4 left, depending on traffic. They often land both runways at the same time. That's preloaded for later anyway. Whoa, I've just seen chat update there. Ruben Schwartz, you can expect 2-4 left, 2-4 right. Great. Definitely southwesterly. Coming in from the south, I mean 2-4 left will be the first runway we get to. Probably the one we're going to do. Lee Russell, wouldn't it be LVO for the pilot and LVPs for the airport? Yeah, we just sort of call it. We're landing LVPs. The terminology, you could get quite specific, and yes, it is LVO. Low visibility operations, but yeah, we're landing in LVPs, which we won't be because of the visibility. Airports don't like going into LVPs, especially busy ones, because everything has to slow down, so they'll usually wait until the last minute. The charts will usually say, yeah, we'll drop into LVPs when the RVR drops below X meters or the cloud base is below X feet. And usually to get out of it, they need significantly better weather than the minimum. Plane said you purchased the BSP for the 777 freighter yesterday. Is that for PMDG? I'm not sure, Pliny, but it sounds like you're having fun with it. Pretty enjoyable. V-Sky check 2-4 right is arrivals and 2-5 left is departures. I've landed on 2-5 the southerly runway though in Berlin before. I've definitely landed on it and had to taxi all the way around. So I've landed 24 left and 24 right, but generally it's 24 right coming in from the UK. I think it's based off where you're parking. If I remember the airfield briefing, I've not looked at it a long time, but I think the airfield briefing says, yeah, you can. If you're parking on apron Charlie, expect 24 left. If you're parking on apron Alpha, expect 24 right. Kodama Trip says, do you think EASA will... oh, I've lost it now. Do you think EASA will start secondary cockpit barriers like the FAA and the US? I've heard about this. I've no clue. I've no clue. Ruben Schwartz, 80s Foxtrot was available just a few minutes ago. Bremen radar going to be online in 30 minutes. Very good. In time for that event. Very nice. I think. Oh, Boris Sound Pack. Sorry, I'm not down with the kids with these acronyms. You purchased the Boris Sound Pack for the 777 freighter. I thought that was some sort of unique Boeing variant that I was unaware of. The Boris Sound Pack. Very good. Cat, have you played Battlefield 6 yet? Hold on, let me just show you something. I haven't had time, but I purchased it. It's on my Xbox. Where's my... There we are. If I turn on my MCP cam, you can see it's on my phone ready to play, but I've yet had no time to play it yet. We're going to play it tomorrow, Wednesday night. You know what Wednesday night is, guys. Stop it, Steve, that's very rude. Like a piece of Boris. Captain, do you play on 20 or 24? Wish you recommend? I use both still. I've generally switched to 2024, and really the only time I use 2020, aka now, is when flying the PMDG 737, who are in the process of upgrading this add-on to work in 2024, of which then I probably uninstall 2020. But everyone gets mixed performances from 2024. I personally get great performance, and it sounds like from what people were saying in chats, the latest sim updates will improve things. Greg Shot, I've never played Helldrivers. Isaac said, are we going to see a revival of the airline pilot play channel? I did a couple of streams 2 or 3 months ago. I want to do some more of the Aviassembly game. But again, bit busy. This channel always comes first, and any time I've had to spend on this channel. So maybe. I don't know if I've seen yeah, I haven't played Battlefield. Last Battlefield I played was Battlefield. Which one? Battlefield 1? No, just remind me, which one was World War 1? Did it start the series again? Obviously, they had Battlefield 3 on the Xbox 360, but then the World War 1 one, I played with some of you guys on Discord a few years back. And then the last Battlefield was the spacey one, which I didn't want to get, 2042 or 44, I don't know. But this new one everyone's been talking about. Yeah, Battlefield 1. That was the last time I seriously played it. Battlefield 4, 4,000 kills of the jet, unbelievable. But no, 6 I have, and looking forward to playing. Call of Duty was my big thing when I was a teenager, but when most of you here are a lot younger than me now, not most, but some, when I was a teenager, it was all about COD World at War. That came out, and you had Japan and Germany, and then it was Modern Warfare 2, which was the GOAT. You know, none of this crazy skins or things like that, and then Black Ops sort of then started. I think I got Black Ops 2 and then never played it again. Did you ever get a nuke in Modern Warfare 2? I did once, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was the map which was outside with the crashed helicopter, and you could do that thing with the noob tube where you just start, spawn and fire it and everyone dies. I did that and I got the nuke. No word of a lie. We're going well off piste here. Probably people tuning in to hear about my WINWING panel, my new setup. We're talking about video games. John, I know some of you are much more mature than I am. Favourite Battlefield 1? Yeah, Battlefield 1. Oh, I had Battlefield 3 back in the day as well. Valero, did you give DCS a try? I did. It's all the setting up and config and menu. It scared me. I even bought the basic add-on for like some of the fighter jets where it's not as detailed as the complex aircraft. I just couldn't get into it. Hey Mel, how long is your average duty time per day from commute start to come back home? Is it normal working day for around 8 to 10 hours or more like 12 or more? It varies hugely, homie Mel. It depends on what sectors you have. If it's a 2-sector day, 2-hour flight, you could be done in 6-7 hours. If it's 4 sectors or Canaries, it's a 12-hour duty. It just varies. Average, I don't know. The sim is usually less, and it's fixed, and you know what time you're going to start and finish flying. It could be disruption. But yeah, duty time doesn't include your commute into work. Your duty time starts from what's called the report. So, by operator, it's just under an hour to your off-block time. So your report starts then, and then post-duty ends 30 minutes after your on-block time for obviously paperwork, crew room, whatever you need to do, which can be extended obviously if you're still in the aircraft waiting for buses or whatever. You just update the duty time when you're finished. Boz, you calling us old? No, I need to backtrack this. Ruben Bremen online with CPDLC, wonderful. This aircraft still doesn't have it. I know the PMDG does, but... Or does it? Have they updated it in this version? I don't know. Also, PMDG users, can I now uninstall PMDG's OC2 Operations Center? Because I noticed on the Operations Center 3 it now has the PMDG 737, so I updated it via that. OC3 is working, so I can now uninstall OC2. It is all I want to know. Bremen's online, yes, very good. So, not coming up on my radar. Does Bremen cover south of Berlin then? Not that I'm south, I'm more southwest. Apparently, yes, you can unless you have the DC-6. I do have the DC-6. I probably won't fly it again until it comes over to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Grifsha, yeah, you don't have a OC2. Yeah, I'll get rid of it then. I'll uninstall it after the stream. Also, giveaway winners from the group flight. I don't know if you're watching here. I did say I'll get that sorted out. I haven't done so yet. I will message you after the stream. And if I don't do that, I'll message you tomorrow morning. So I'm going straight for dinner after this. Captain, you mentioned being a teenager during Cold War at Warming. You're around my age, 90s kid. RESPECT. Best decade. Homeo says, do you meet your FO and the rest of the flight crew on stand, or do you have the set teams that you usually fly with? So we meet at the aircraft, and then we brief before passengers are boarding on the aircraft. So we have captain's brief, where you talk to the you talk to the first officer first, or the FO talks to the captain, however way you put it, and just discuss the plan of the day. You know, weather, aircraft NOTAMs, routes, frets. And then we do a crew brief with the cabin crew, including the first officer. So we just talk about where the aircraft's come from, check if anyone's been called off standby, duty times, you see, can vary for each crew member, so we need to make sure everyone's legal. Brief them on the weather, aircraft as well, etc, etc. And then the cabin crew do a separate brief. The number one briefs the other three cabin crew. Right, what's for dinner? Chicken homemade tikka masala in the slow cooker. I can smell it from here. John, nonsense, yes, the 80s or the 90s weren't bad. Oh, cheers, Steve. So you don't actually have to go to add or remove programs for OCT. Roger. Kodama trip. Berlin has been seeing a lot of flights not making it before the night curfew and having to divert to Hanover. Oh, I could tell you about that. I've not had to divert myself, but the curfew is always a pain. I once had to position an empty aircraft to Berlin off standby, landed, and then we had to position another aircraft to a different base, but we missed the curfew, but my operator got an extension because they desperately needed this empty aircraft back in a different base because a flight was significantly delayed. So I don't know if anyone here knows Berlin Airport and how it works. I mean, it's just all operations thing, but they applied for the curfew, then the tower like, no, you have you can't go, you have a curfew. And he said, oh, I've got this extension code. And I said over the frequency, oh yes, you could go, but I don't know if the airline has to pay some sort of penalty. It's ridiculous. Berlin has this curfew. Is it 11:30 local? Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Curfews. Lots of German airports have curfews. So Hanover and Leipzig are the two sort of to go to airports if it doesn't go to plan at Berlin. I've got to start work at the airport not long ago. I've started working at the airport not long ago. Those early starts killing me. I have to wake up in 7.5 hours but can't fall asleep. Ah, welcome to shift work and the aviation industry. Probably plainly. I should think for not or getting extensions there. Z-Sim pilot. I kept have a question. Currently doing a LH in the left hand. I'm not sure Z-Sim pilot what the LH is referencing. Step climb, the plane won't level off correctly, even though speed and altitude is programmed correctly. What can I do? Pray. I don't know, Z-Sim pilot. I don't know. Long haul in the flight factor. I'm currently doing a long haul in the flight factor 777. Step climb and the plane won't level off. I don't think that's a skill issue. It could be a bug of some sort. So I really don't know. Steve, I know clock changed at the end of the month. Can't believe how fast this year has passed. Joe, my wife, likes when the clocks change. The reason is she knows when she looks at my roster what time I'm actually leaving. The whole Zulu thing is just... She's like, what? So I need to add an hour? I'm like, yes. But then obviously when the clocks change in the UK, local time matches Zulu. So she knows exactly when I'm at work. Pizza's remember playing or being delayed leaving Mahon due to French ATC friends. Yep. That's a common theme. So we did a short hop to Palma as Mahon had a curfew and waited there for clearance back. Yeah, things like that can happen. It's ridiculous, but it just keeps us on the road. Airlines, certainly my operator, will do everything to prevent a flight from being cancelled, which is what you want as a passenger. I mean, I won't delve too much into my personal life regarding my wife, but yes, we've had a baby, so currently on maternity leave. Plainly, Hamburg has a curfew at 2300 local. Fortunately, Hanover isn't far away, but you regularly see, rather here, De Gaulle, CFG, flying late. Not sure what that's referring to. Yes. Curfews are the worst. Oh, look, there you go, look. Use my beautiful MCP. We best start setting up anyway, look, 110 miles to run. Let's grab the ATIS. Frequency 12378, might as well listen to it on voice because we are on Unicom. Oh, I heard some talking. We're still too far out. I had something mumble. Oh, Condor, CFG's Condor, sorry. So the latest frequency is 123.780, which is active, but I can't hear anything coming through, so I'll go back over to Unicom for now. I've got it on text here in front of me. So, Berlin, information India, vector wireless approach on both 24 right and 24 left. After vacating runway 24 right, contact ground frequency, just like in real life, 129505. After vacating 24 left, contact ground frequency 121705. Winds from the northwest 5 knots, 6,000 meters. Rain, drizzle, few at 500, broken at 1,800 feet and higher. It's 12 degrees. QNH 1022. There's a trend of tempo 3,500 meters. Drizzle, broken 800. So coming in from the southwest, I should think they might put us on 2-4 left, which I'll just switch in the FMC to. Whatever, this is something you learn in aviation quickly. Whatever you plan, you'll get the opposite. It's just the way that the cookie crumbles. But I think the star. No, we need to select a different star, don't we? So departure arrivals. ILS 24 left, and it's going to be the Karlsdorf. Sorry, I thought it was Klagenfurt. Karlsfurt via Uberu, or not Okba. It's not that transition though, is it? Because if you select that, it does the it does this transition, which is not the one you get. You always get the point merge. Anyway, I've got a ding dong. Let's contact, no doubt, Bremen. 23225. Love the fact I can unlock my mouse wheel. That's quite quiet on this frequency. Thought it'd be really busy. Bremen radar, good evening, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey, maintaining flight level 360, inbound to Weimar. Weimar.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey, Bremen, hello, identity site, proceed to Glasdorf, Kilo Lima Foxtrot, and report your Mach number.
Direct to Kilo Lima Foxtrot, maintaining Mach decimal 78, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey, Roger, able to increase Mach decimal 80 or greater.
We can do 80 maximum, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey, doing that now.
14 Whiskey Whiskey, Roger, maintaining Mach decimal 80 or greater.
80 Kilo Lima Foxtrot, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey. Oh yeah. Speed intervent, decimal 80. Look how smoothly I could transition to MCP cam every time I need a make a command. So yeah, as I was saying, the transition via Glasdorf is this one, which if you're quiet, you'd expect. Instead, we can expect the point merge always in Berlin.
Alpine 39 Lima X-ray Bremer identified that Mach decimal 73 or correction. Flight Mach decimal 73.
So now we want the 2-4 left transition.
Affirmative, Mach decimal 73.
There we are. So I'll do that, unpin that one, which I can't do because it's on the flight plan. So that's more like it. Approach ILS 24 left. So let's start setting up for this approach. So we're going to the FMC, descent 250 below 10,000. We only got 64 miles to run. Execute, forecast. Let's fetch the information from ACARS. The MCP cam, man. You have streamer mad skills. QNH 1022. Load the winds.
Radar moin, die Lufthansa 59 Mike, flight level 360.
QNH in, execute. Fixings in around the... Oh yeah, Zanim to the centre fix, I think that's what it
Radar moin, Austin 223, flight level 300.
Hey?
223, Bremer low identified, proceed direct to Nuke, Pro report ready for descent.
Oh, yeah, Zanim's on the approach.
Ready for descent, Austin 223.
Bremer
low, Air Berlin 102, flight level 350.
Uh-oh, what have I done there? I feel like I've gotten rid of something. Oh! Steady again, look.
Direct at scope, squawk 1000 and will report ready, Air Berlin 102.
Ataka 509, Pacific Hotel, speed 280.
461, 467, so that goes all the way here. This happens sometimes, you don't get all these points individually, you just get the end points. 457, then that goes direct to Zanim. No, we don't want that, you see, we want these points here. I wonder if they're programmed in. So it's not Nukro, it's not Okba, it's not that. I don't think that transition's right, no. It should have all these individual points. And then Uberu. Maybe it is the Kilo Lima Foxtrot transition. No, it's not that. Look, 'cause that's the shortened approach. Yeah, definitely not that. So this these points here, the Uberu point, are not in the approach. It just goes direct to Zanim, and Zanim is on the extended sense line. Oh well, I'll just have to do that then.
On conversion speed 2.6.
Oh well, it'll do. And then these waypoints will be in the database. I could just climb deferred transition is the shortened one. It's this, which is not correct. It's all right. It'll have to do. Anyway, we've stepped to the points up to 457. Here though, it's just direct Zanim. It is a straight line, so maybe it is exactly correct. So these waypoints aren't in. Zanim and then onto runway 24 left, and let's put in something to anticipate a shortcut because you don't want to be left high. So runway 24 left, fixed rings in, 10, 4 miles. So here we can see on the arrival where we're going to be roughly downwind. So look here, 461, if we put that direct to Zanim, so at the moment it's 15,800, that's way too high for a straight in. So what I'm going to do is after 461 put this in here temporarily, make a note of the altitude. So 4,400 feet, erase. And I'm going to put 4,500 feet here at 461. It might moan at me saying unable next altitude or something like that, but yeah, now it wants me to start descending now because I've brought the top descent point much sooner. There we are. I'll request descent. Alpaca 14 Whiskey request descent.
Alpaca 1 for Whiskey, descent to flight level 210 on conversion speed 300 knots or greater.
Descent flight level 210 on conversion 300 knots or greater. Alpaca 14 Whiskey. So 210 checked. I'm going to go level change. Now he's told me decimal 8. I'm just going to crank it back to 79. The reason is I don't want to get anywhere close to MMO. But what we can tell the FMC now is, look, we want to do 79 in descent, and on conversion he wants 300 knots or greater. I'll put 300 then. Execute, and then that's going to put us... Oh, look at that! It's just conveniently put us quite close to our profile. So I can now select... Oh no, I didn't use the MCP, did I, to lower the altitude? It's hard! This is really hard! Right, back onto feed. So in the FMC I've told it to maintain 7.9 in descent. If you maintain a Mach number in descent, your indicated airspeed increases, and when it gets to 300 knots it will transition to maintain that speed. This is Microsoft Flight Sim interesting weather research. Anyway, we've catered for the shortened approach. Let's go on to the ILS now. So ILS frequencies are 1095. I've got the charts open, guys, but just so you can see what the frequencies are as well. 1095 ILS, 1095 active, and we'll put in Schoenfeld on standby. Brandenburg this side, because why not? Courses, I can remember to set here 244.
Speed 250 knots exactly, I'll find 39 micro.
244. There we go. Keep that open actually. Oh no, you can't see the charts, can you? So frequencies courses, minimums then for the Cat 1 ILS, 349 feet. So again, I can set that on the EFIS panel, which I'll do now.
Yeah, then you can monitor advisory 1228, bye-bye.
I have to say the Mara minimum selector speed is actually pretty close. In the real aircraft you just hold it out to do sort of 10-foot increments if you want to, but you can still set it very quickly. So frequencies, courses and minimums are set using the EFIS control panel. It will be the RMP arrival, downwind, and then some point we'll get onto the ILS. We've got the frequencies, courses, minimums, intercept the ILS via Zanim 3,000 feet. And you have to go around at any point, discontinue the approach but close to the minimums or the runway. We'll push toggle once, called go around, flight 15 set, go around for us, pause radar climb, gear up 400 feet, LNAV. Climb on runway track to 3,000 feet, 0.6 DME of Bravo India. Should be in the FMC here. We've got this point here, 2 miles, Delta 064 Alpha, which is coded there, Delta 064 Alpha. Left turn, outbound 165, which is 345 inbound Klasdorf. And climbed then to 4,000 feet, but the initial altitude is maximum 3,000 feet. Right, passing 30,000 feet. I should have done this earlier. What do I need to do is set the bank angle selector from 10 to 25. Oh, there you go, just remembered. Perfect. Steve, I just saw you go on path now. Thrust lever is closed, maintaining 300 knots. Gonna love the 7.3. Right, let's have a look at the landing performance. Two 4 left, long runway, 4,000 meters. We've got Mach 5, Mach 3. Can use the APT, can't we?
Proceed direct to Kilo Lima Foxtrot for Alpine now.
You watched, I'll change the runway on me because of reasons. 2-4 left, calculate, and that's based off flap 30, order brake 3, 1,700 meters. It's using less than half the runway, so we can easily get off at Mach 4. Fantastic. I'm going to burn 600 kilos of fuel, landing weight 62.4, as we just discussed. Flap 30, order brake 3, second D10 reverse. Great, I'll remember to decrease the range. Oh my goodness me, what on earth is that? I don't think we'll ever get a decent weather radar in Microsoft Flight Sim. Anyway, DFW HVAC cap, you bought work home, I see. Yes, I've stolen MCP. I'm only joking, got it from WINWING. UFO, quick run. It's a golf course. Unbelievable. Hold on, because it's not the most realistic return, what I can do is just... Oh. And it helps if I do the right button. It doesn't change the brightness. That should change the brightness of the return. Oh, it has done it. It's completely... It shouldn't get completely rid of it on the lowest setting. But you can see it's very dim now. Turn it up a little bit, because it's the return, as I said, isn't the most realistic. There we go. A little bit cloudy, but oh no, it looks cloudier further northeast we go. Anyway, we're all sorted. Descent check is complete. Lee Russell, would you be better commercial-wise selecting auto brake 1 and saving the brakes wear and tear? It's actually preferred to use wheel brakes and reverse thrust for noise reasons and other reasons as well. So auto brake 1 is very rarely used. So we're in path here, the speed's dropping off, and we have been told to maintain 300 knots or greater. So what I'm going to do is press speed intervent. That will go to FMC speed while staying in path, because we have common VNAV now modelled, so the engines will now start spooling up to get back up to 300 knots. Have you ever been to Takeoff? I think it's closed now. Yeah, Takeoff closed 4 or 5 years ago. We did VATSIM event where they closed it, which is quite good fun, but never flown there in real life.
Flight level 140, Austin 223.
Parker 14 Whiskey Whiskey, descent flight level 140.
Remembered, look, descent flight level 140, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey. 140 checked. The first time I remembered to set the altitude. Confident, be posh VNAV, brilliant. Lee Russell, do the buttons on the wing wheel feel realistic? They are made of plastic, but the feel is pretty good. So it's sort of like, if you look in here, see how they don't really move much, but they sort of move a bit in there. They're in aircraft solid, but you know, they're all backlit properly. The quality for the price is very, very good.
Currently flying flight 370.
Hi, Bella. Thanks to stream. What setup have you on your computer? If you scroll into my video description, you can see. 126425, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey. Choose. Right, 126425. Hopefully that's active down there. Excellent. We'll just turn the Background music off, turn on the seatbelt sign. Bit high, but we'll check in with Bremen. Who is it? Was it Bremen or Berlin arrivals already? I can't remember what he said, arrivals. I can see the frequency on this list. Oh, there's so much ATC on online. My goodness. All of Germany is
Delta, contact director 121.130,
bonkers.
121.130 for Lottery Mike Delta. Ryanair 2 Charlie Alpha, descend to flight level 100.
100.
Radar, good evening. It's Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey, descending flight level 140, inbound to Klasdorf, speed 300 knots or greater.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey, Berlin arrival, you're identified. Hello, information Juliet as well as descend to flight level 110, expect ILS approach runway 24 right.
Descend flight level 110, have a listen Juliet, expecting ILS 24 right, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey. Told you, what did I say to you all?
Whiskey, reduce speed 250.
Reducing 250 knots, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey. So what we can do is tell the FMC that we want to do 250 knots. Firstly though, go level change and set 250, that way the aircraft is doing exactly what the controller wants. And we could tell FMC 250 knots, and then we can change it to the other ILS approach. So updating the speed to 250 knots has put us high on profile, which is quite common. So what we'll do is extend the speed brake to the flight D10 position, which will help us slow to 250 and eventually recapture the profile. Of course.
Information Juliet, descent level 120, person level 100, expect ILS approach 24 right, Air Berlin 102.
So I just need to go here, deselect all of the charts that I'd selected. So it's now 24 right, there we are. Via Uberu.
Ryanair 2 Charlie Alpha,
Don't need to select.
descend to flight level 80.
There we are. So I'll quickly step through this.
Reducing speed 220.
So you can see all the points. I just need to update again this waypoint Delta Bravo 461 for a potential shortcut, because again look, it looks at 211.
Negative Alpaca 500 Quebec Hotel, the frequency is 136.105. 136.105, and 4 Tango Kilo, proceed direct Delta
Right,
Bravo
good, got the correct runways in now. So again, like we did, but what's going on there?
And 4 Tango Kilo, proceed direct
I've
Delta
had a bit of a typo. There we are.
Delta Bravo 471.
So again, 461 to Uberu.
Whiskey, maintain present heading.
Maintain present heading, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey. Oh, I can just push heading select, I love it. Hopefully the heading book was updated. So as before, we discussed Uberu to 461 for a potential shortcut. 160 becomes 57, so we're going to put 5,700 at 461.
Ryanair 2 Charlie Alpha, turn right heading 330, descend to 6,000 feet.
Execute, let's just see what that's doing to the big picture. VNAV, path. Oh look, we're actually below profile now, so I can stow the speed brake. Get out of level change, go back to VNAV. There we are. So now the aircraft will do 1,000 feet per minute and a bit of thrust here to maintain target speed until it's back on path. Right, so we've updated the FMC. Next, it's the oh, you already had the charts up.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey, reduce speed 220 knots to shorten your way in and proceed direct Delta Bravo 471.
Direct Delta Bravo 471, reducing 220 knots, expected straight in Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey.
Evelyn 102,
Just like real life, these controllers are just on another league.
Speed 220
LNAV available. LNAV. And 220 knots you wanted. Level change, 220. Oh, my MCP is working well, and I'm beginning to remember to use it. Tell the FMC we're doing 220 knots. For a new path. Execute. Great. So, because I've told the FMC I'm doing it, I can go back to VNAV. VNAV will command 220 knots at 1,000 feet per minute. Right, next thing is approach ILS 24 left. I'm busy now. Courses are the same. The ILS frequency is 1095. Hey, I went on wrong chart. I was wondering why the frequency was the same. D-pin, repin. There we are. ILS frequency is now 1099.
Oscar 223, proceed direct Delta Bravo. Disregard from plan. Oscar 223, proceed direct Delta Bravo 443, it's under 5,000 feet on
frequency is still the same for the missed approach, but this time Minimums
443, descend 5,000 feet,
354.
1022, Austrian 223.
Austrian 223 not listening.
Arrival, good evening.
MCP cam, yep, I can't get the charts up on that one at the moment. Track required, that's wrong. Right, frequencies, courses, minimums, fixed rings, and we've done everything. This approach now is going to be a right turn. Max 4,000 feet is the new stop attitude. Great. Yeah, I'll put the MCP cam now as we get onto the approach. Right, rebriefed, approach done, performance. It's going to be the same. Flat for the order rate 3, we'll take Lima 4. Yeah, I do need to change the focus on the MCP, don't I? There we go.
Left heading 030, Eberlin 102.
Right, a bit of calm there. So when you get a runway change in descent, it's a real pain to go. Because you want to obviously rebrief it, do the performance, update the FMC, etc, etc. MCP comes out of focus. Yeah, if I put my hand there, look, it focuses perfectly. See that? But then when I take it away, it sort of doesn't know what to do. There we go. That's better. Ah, Jay Whiteside, yes, the airport that took decades to open. Yes, it was a bit of a flop. But yeah, I'll try and manually set the focus for the MCP before the next stream, because you can turn off autofocus. Great, it's focused now. I'll just stick my hand in front of it every now and then. Can't quite see me manipulate the EFIS panel. Maybe if I do that. That's as far as the zoom will go out as well. VNAV out.
Again, Austin 223. Austin 223, contact director 136.105, John. 136.105, Austin 223, John.
Bad weather landing. Low vis, Edo. You took the MD-80, didn't you? I think I heard you ahead.
For Whiskey, descend to 5,000 feet on QNH 1022, maintain present heading.
5,000 feet, QNH 1022 on present heading, Alpaca 14 Whiskey. QNH set, level change, heading select, beautiful. So QNH 1022 set, passing 11,200 for 5,000 feet, and standby altimeter is set. This is where the MCP is really useful, so quick change from AC, boom, done, just like in real life, instead of having to manipulate the mouse, move around. It's great. So we're now on the radar vectors. I've planned my descent to allow for a sort of straight-in approach here, so I'm way below what would have been the full profile. So we'll just keep it on level change for now. VNAV showing me about 500 feet high, but that's obviously if we're going to get sort of straight in, easily recoverable. So the MCP cam, just trying to work out how that MCP cam is. I think it might be worth turning off my light in my office. Because it's very bright, isn't it? I'll turn that one on. Oh no, that's made it worse. A banker's clerk light. Let me just turn my light off in the office, hold on. Ooh, that's better, isn't it? How's that, guys? That's cool. Now it's like a proper night cockpit. Wait, I need to turn down the panel lighting down here now. Oh, so good. But it is, the camera's struggling to focus. I need to turn it up again actually because you can't really see it very clearly. There we go. Beautiful. Is this cool? Is this great? It's amazing. But the camera is way out of focus. Right, oh yeah, passing 10,000, 5,000. Let's do our post-cruise checks.
Contact director 121.1.
Lights on, logo, angular bank 25, pressurization 3.0 set, belts are on. Very cool, checks complete. Camera's in focus, just use your left hand, true. Yeah, I think you're right, Pascal. So if I get to my hand, it's fine. It recognises it, but I think with the lighting especially. It seems to be focusing perfectly around here, doesn't it? So if you just joined the stream, if you just joined the stream, we are on radar vectors into Berlin ILS 24 right. We've got the brand new WINWING MCP set up. Looking good. Aleppo, no, another flight later? No, this is the only sector there, I'm afraid. I could move the cameras. The thing is, if I put it a bit more in front of it, I can't really put it anywhere. It's in the way of my controls. And if I make it any bigger, it's going to block the view. Good to note, Steve. Thank you. I'll have a play of it. And by the way, this looks amazing at night with all the backlighting. It's perfect. Good. And by the way, I hope the Aerosoft scenery installed correctly. I haven't actually checked the airport. I just installed it via Aerosoft. I think I installed it. Home email, if you get Vectis, would it be better to extend centerline to help VNAV profile? No, that actually makes it worse because it's far better to do this. Watch, keep updating direct to a point like that. And then you're going to get the most accurate VNAV path information. If you extend the centerline, the aircraft doesn't know where you are. It thinks you're on the extended centerline. You can do that when you're level at the platform altitude, so great on sim checks.
1 for Whiskey Whiskey, contact director 136.105, John.
136.105. Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey, bye.
Berlin 102, descend to 6,000 feet on QNH 1022.
Don't know if that's call sign only or what. I'll just.
Berlin 102.
Berlin director Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey.
Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey, director identified, hello.
Hello. Amazing. Debroshi says, have you tried going back to the runway after 500 feet? Yet to tick off my bucket list. Don't turn back at 500 feet. Very unlikely to make it. Unless you're climbing at 8,000 feet per minute. Pulled up at 300 knots. So now we're getting a bit low on profile, not going direct to Uber yet, so I'm going to go vertical speed and start reducing it to try and fly a CDA, maintaining our assigned speed. Mr. Approach talks fast, prepare for it. You did very well, Edo, as a non-native English speaker. Former captain, you have selected DB46 on waypoint 4,400 below. And not 4-5. That's going to make no difference. But thanks again for your input. Understood, Mattedge. I can never remember. Sometimes the previous weeks it said call sign only. Again, just keeping the FMC updated. There's no point levelling off early because we're going away from the airport. When you update the FMC like I just did to redraw the magenta line, that's based on you turning left immediately, so we're just getting lower and lower on profile.
Arrival speed
I'll just turn on my desk lamp here. I can't see anything, it's very dark in here otherwise.
Tower 118.805, 0.169.
Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey, turn left heading 320.
Left 320 degrees, Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey.
Berlin 102, turn left heading 330.
Oh, superb this MCP.
Left heading 330, Berlin 102. Austrian 223.
Is that tower frequency? On standby.
0.030,
I want tower north as well, 120030.
Bye-bye. Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey, descend 3,000 feet.
Send to 3,000 feet, Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey. I could do this at multitasking now, 3,000 feet, and the tower frequency is 120030. On standby. Oh, we're turning. I do have the radio tuning panel, but it's not to 3 decimal points, so it's a bit of a pain to tune. So again, we'll just keep it at VS 500 feet per minute for a CD8.
Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey, turn left heading 280, cleared ILS approach runway 24 right.
Left 280 degrees on the heading, cleared ILS 24 right, Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey. Great!
Stewart 902, reduce speed 200 knots.
Derashi, you sound like Scottish, aren't you?
Berlin 102, 300, descend 4,000.
Left heading 300, descend
Scottish?
4,000 feet, Aberdeen 102.
Purple?
Director, good evening.
That's an
Alpha
Irish.
Lima X-ray, 5,000 feet, 1022 heading 035.
And he had a different approach. Are you on to 24 left, sir?
Left 39 Lima X-ray director identified hello, turn right by 10 degrees.
Turn right 10 degrees, Alpha 39 Lima X-ray.
Good, so
4 Tango Kilo, speed 170 knots.
correct send single arm approach. Oh, you had 24 right as well. I've come in at a good time, sounds. Oh, that's it. That's what I was trying to remember. Purple burglar alarm. Burglar.
Enter F4 Tango Kilo, connect tower.
What is it you're trying to say there in real life?
Contact tower 11805.
Purple burglar alarm. I can't remember that. I remember it's a joke.
Turn left heading 280.
Valera, how do you calculate the 500 feet per minute rate? Said just
Turn left heading
pure
280,
talent.
cleared ILS approach, runway 24 right.
I've done a
Aberdeen
lot of
102.
ILS approaches. Speed check.
Whiskey Whiskey, speed 180 knots operator.
180 or greater, Alpaca 14 whiskey whiskey. Speed check flat 1, we'll go straight to flat 5, you distracted me. Ooh. And he wants 180 knots or greater, so I'll just bug 180. And now I use VS to finesse. My favourite line trading turn. And I'm just staying on the glide slope with vertical speed.
905 Whiskey, turn left heading 030.
Left 030, Geneva.
Purple burglar. Stop it, you guys make me laugh. Right. Looking good. I have to say, the PMDG 737 today, I always cover it on the aircraft, flawless. Very nice. Localizer glide slope capture. Runway heading 244 set. The missed approach attitude on this is 4,000 feet.
Packer 1 for Whiskey, Whiskey when established, speed 170 knots or greater until 5 miles final.
Just established now, we'll maintain 170 knots or greater till 5 miles. Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey.
Aberdeen 102, reduce speed 200 knots.
Speed 200, Aberdeen
There we are.
102.
What was the missed approach on this approach? Was it this the 4,000 feet one? Yeah, max 4,000 feet.
Super.
Oh, look at the lighting in the cloud. Wow. It's 2020 still looks great.
Scandinavian 905 Whiskey, turn left heading 3.
What's temperature? 11 degrees, don't need any engine anti-ice. So he wants 170 till 5. I'll give him 180 for a little bit longer. A little bit of a tailwind. And we'll switch from MCP cam to yoke cam when I disconnect. You've got to see that auto throttle disconnect, guys. Just matching up my thrust.
Aberdeen 102, speed 170 knots, maintain until 5.
Still with radar. Remember the runway's going to come in quite late here.
992, turn right heading 220, cleared LS approach runway 24 left.
Right, turn 220, cleared ILS.
Oh, ground is an automatic changeover frequency here. I always forget that.
2500.
Scandinavian 905 Whiskey, turn left
We
heading
want ground north 12855.
Scandinavian 905 Whiskey.
Alpine 39 Lima X-ray, turn left heading 335.
Was it 129505? Oh, I can't see the frequency.
39 Lima X-ray.
Alpine 76 Bravo Delta, reduce speed
Hopefully get a
200
changeover soon.
knots.
This is not 2024, guys. It's 2020.
1 for Whiskey Whiskey, connect tower 120, decimal 030, bye-bye.
120030. Alpaca 1 for whiskey whiskey. Bye.
Aberdeen 102, connect.
I didn't listen to the ATIS enough.
Austin 223, turn immediately right heading 360.
Immediately. Oh, look at the airport coming into view. 129505. So we're coming up to 6 miles now. We'll start reducing the speed to the flat 5 speeds.
Kilo, wind check 010 degrees, 6 knots, expect late landing, clearance preceding traffic, Airbus 8.
Sounds like it's on 24 left. Tower low, Alpaca 14 whiskey whiskey, ILS 24 right, just past 5 miles.
Packer 4, 14 whiskey whiskey, Berlin Tower, hello.
Hello. Good. Coming up to 4 miles. Gear down. Flap 15. That sound is very good. Match speed. Adding checklist. Star switches continuous. Uh-oh. FPS now. Recall checked. Speed brake. Green lights.
Aberdeen 102.
Slightly extended actually. Landing gear down to green. Auto brake set to 3. Holding in flaps. Flap 30.
Contact departure 120340, ciao.
12034 when I'm on a Charlie Takeoff.
Alpaca 14 whiskey whiskey, wind 010 degrees, 6 knots, runway 24 right, here to land.
24 right, clear to land. Alpaca 14 whiskey whiskey. Flaps 30 green light, lights on. Clear to land. Checklist is complete. So what I'm going to do is smoothly disconnect the automation so you can see everything disconnect and click off. So auto throttle. Clicked off. Push again to cancel. Autopilot off.
Lining up 2 for left.
And we can smoothly transition to yoke cam. What a professional streamer! You just can't quality.
Lufthansa 7, Mike Papa.
Yeah, looks like the scenery is all working okay, guys.
100.
Check. I don't see that in the corner of my eye. I'm impressed. 3 reds, correct.
Packer 1 for Whiskey Whiskey. Yeah, you're clear for left.
Yeah, I'm good. In panic.
Echo behind the arriving Alpaca, land up runway 2 for right behind.
Landing Alpaca, I love it.
50, 40, 30,
Check.
20,
Close.
10.
What a bit of an aggressive check there. Whoa, float, 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 float.
After traffic, line up at
Oh, that'll do. Speed brake up.
Reverses.
Reverses. Whoa, bumpy runway. Oh, I've got idle reverse. I don't know why they've not spooled up. 100 knots. We'll go idle. Last flight of the day. That's a very aggressive flare. Manual braking. Want to brake this up. Take this high speed. 60 knots. Cancel the reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Berlin Brandenburg. Beautiful. And smoothly transition out of yoke cam. Pro streamer. This took me a lot of practice. And it's an automatic changeover to ground. 129505 in Germany. In Berlin, sorry. Oh, Berlin, I always get confused here. I always take my time. Lima 3. Now back to MCP. Yes, for the cleanup, of course. You're right. Ground, hello, it's Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey. Vacated 24 right, Lima 3.
Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey, ground, hello, hold short Delta.
Hold Delta, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey.
Please confirm hold short off Delta, there's 2 aircraft crossing.
Oh, hold short of Delta, holding here, Alpaca 14 Whiskey Whiskey.
Italia 168, advise ready to copy clear.
Germany. Yes. It's the Lufthansa. They're having a disco in there. Right, whilst I'm here, I can stow the speed brake. Clean up the flaps. And because I've got yoke cam on, you can see my small actions I need to do here, which is turn off the flight directors. 4,100. Bug 100 knots. MCP target. Weather radar's off. There you go, and I can get rid of MCP cam. Halt! Jay said, halt! Achtung! So holding short of Delta and Lima 3 here.
Yes. We can expect a delay for departure about, let's say 10 minutes. There's still traffic from departing to 4.
Oof, busy here.
Unfortunately, November, advise ready to copy clearance.
This guy's giving, there's no clearance unfortunately. I can do this.
Unfortunately, November, you're clear to Köln via log to 3 Bravo.
Köln, where's that?
06 left, rest of clearance remains unchanged.
Oh, my brakes aren't working. I've just crossed the line. I'm just going to set the parking brake. I forgot I've got different, the brakes working. Euro wings. At least all the gears working on the add-on aircraft here.
Right on Alpha, hold short of Victor 1, Tango 4 seconds.
Wings 009er, continue via Bravo and Mike 2, hold short of runway 06 right.
We've travelled about,
Bravo and Mike 2
we're technically off the runway though because we crossed the second Lima 3 line. Just back here. Look. So all good here. Possible pilot aviation is Euro wings.
On Bravo, give way to the company A319, same direction.
Well, the stream engines were on when we're on stand.
Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey, taxi via Papa 2 and Charlie, hold short of Victor 3.
Papa 2 Charlie, hold short Victor 3, Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey. Right, Papa 2 Charlie, hold short Victor 3.
Ready to copy.
Okay, Victor 2.
Via log to 3 Bravo, departure out of runway 06 left, rest of clearance remains
I found it. Right.
Runway 06 left out of the log to
so we can take a left down
remains unchanged.
here.
38 November.
Second left Charlie.
And Air 14 kilo, contact apron on board to 1.85.
And then holding short Victor 3, which is here, look.
In the air 4
I don't want any Germans shouting at me today.
121.855, bye-bye.
Brakes equal kaput. So there's Delta. Second left, Charlie. So this is the Aerosoft scenery. You know, imagine the amount of traffic here, and 2020 isn't as optimised as 2024. I'm getting alright performance.
102 vacated 24 right.
And here's Charlie. Max speed 10 knots for turns, going to 90 degrees. There we go. Why did I not turn differential braking on for years?
Victor 3, hold Charlie, Aberdeen 102.
Oh, I see some alpacas over there.
Are you moving 009, clearance still missing?
Yeah, hearing from the 9er, I know that, stand by.
Sorry.
Impatient German.
Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey, contact April 121.855, bye bye.
121.855, Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey.
Hearing 009, advise ready to copy.
Oh, this is just like real life.
009 ready.
I might have parked over this side before, without giving too much away.
Stuttgart April, correction, Berlin April, Lufthansa Victoria verhält, grüß dich, requesting pushback.
That is a mature voice. Is Alpaca a low-cost company? It could be whatever you want it to be. Holding short of Victor 3, anyway.
Facing south on Victor 1, Lufthansa Victoria verhält.
April Control, hello, Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey 1, taxiway Charlie, holding short Victor 3.
From the call sign is Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey.
Hey, fam.
Rossa, hello, taxi to send Alpha 02 via Victor 3 Foxtrot.
Alpha 02 via Victor 3 and Foxtrot, Alpaca 1 for Whiskey Whiskey. Great, so I might have been this way before. So we're going in, stand.
What about push?
Oh, it's really dark, I can't find it now. Alpha 02 via Victor 3 and Foxtrot. So we're taking a right here and then an immediate left. And Alpha 02 is right on the corner. Start the APU. Oh, it's so busy. You've got to have with these VATSIM events now, especially in Europe, like they have this evening, full ATC. You can't organise an event these days and just go, yeah, I'll just be a tower controller. I mean, this is just apron control.
Berlin Pro, good day, Argentina 106 at time
Amazing. Anyway, turn that off. That was a superb experience though. The MCP I'm actually getting used to using now. Right at the end on the approach there, I was very happy. There we are, we're on Foxtrot. Tell GSX, we're on Alpha 02.
Delta 22 via Victor 1.
Berlin ground right in for Papa Charlie request taxi.
Perfect. And there's GSX is frozen the entire sim. There we are.
Left on turn left on Foxtrot. Taxi Foxtrot.
Haggard there.
Charlie, Ryan,
not sure about the taxiway textures on this scenery. Alpha 02. I love the nose scrubbing sound effects. Oh, not the best taxiing it on stand. APU's on the bus. Got VGDS as well, very nice. Oh, don't know why the stick shaker's going off. Look at this butter parking. Oh, the wipers are on the tug. Oh, it's so much easier with the differential braking to... Oh no, I've stopped. Bit of thrust. Whee! Maybe I was wrong. This is a bit easier in real life, but it's horrible when you stop short, and if you shut an engine down, it's often game over. You haven't got the inertia to keep it going. Oh, crikey, it just started going off. Whee! There we go. Anyone that's standing is now no longer standing. Remain seated until the seatbelt sign is off, please. Right, 2 blues, 1 red, engines are dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Berlin Brandenburg. Local time is 17 minutes past 8 in the evening.
Jaguar 3 Bravo out of 06 left, initial climb.
Cabin crew doors to manual, cross check, verify N2 reducing. We'll do the transit flow. Oh, don't forget to turn off the landing lights. So transit flow, put that on open, turn on the voice recorder. Down here on the transponder, 2000 standby, verify that the N2 is below 20% on engine 1 and 2, which it is, anti-collision light off. We can end our flight in New Sky, and we can start the disembarkation process. Excellent, which will be via buses or walk-off here. But there we are, you can see everything is working as per it should. Excellent. Who's our handler? I can't see. Anyway, let's have a look here on the external view. There'll be some sort of stairs coming. There we are, and there'll be a walk-off on this stand. Amazing! Very, very nice indeed. Well, I haven't fired up this sim for ages, and it worked straight out of the box. Great. Let's have a little look here in chat. I forgot to start all the replay tools as well, so we'll end from this disembarkation process. Isaac said, Marshall is now permanently blinded by those LED beams. Yes, it would have been incredibly bright. New Sky, let's see how we log the flight here as well. No doubt a perfect 10. Let me have a look here. What? No! Off centerline deviation, 4.65 metres from centerline. Perfect score under 4 metres. In normal conditions. Great. So I was 65 centimetres off the centre line. 9.89 out of 10. Unbelievable. Just ridiculous. Penalised. At least I made some good money for Alpaca Airways. Another flight logged. That's right, I'm leaving this virtual airline. Don't forget, it's completely free to join Alpaca Airways. 704 virtual pilots now active and flying on the network as Alpaca. It's great. It's great. Just, I'm not happy that I got a 10. I did get a 10. Blame the scenery. Yeah. Aerosol scenery. Anyway, what else did I miss here? Lots of banter, I think, whilst I had a minor taxi excursion from ATC, but he was happy. What else have we got here? Ghost Stairs and Matter. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you in the chat as well. Token the other engine. Yeah, butter parking. Not quite. Brilliant. But anyway, look, it was a really good fun stream. I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's been a while since I've also done my last public live stream, which was a Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 career over 10 days ago, and the one before that was over 10 days, a long haul in the Flight Factor 777. So this is only my third stream in about 3 to 4 weeks. Been very, very busy. I have got a couple of standbys next week. That will probably change. My standbys have been quite, let's say, wouldn't say unstable, but I've been called in for a lot of duty changes, so you never know. But it's been fun, and I hope you like the new format. I obviously won't use the MCP for every single aircraft, because obviously it's a 737 MCP, but I am led to believe it is compatible with some other Boeing airplanes. So yeah, I hope you like it. We've obviously got the main cam, we've got MCP cam. I'll look at changing the focus for that moving forward, because the way that works, if I turn yoke cam on here temporarily, it is basically this camera here, look. So I've got that webcam there. I bought an additional webcam for the yoke. I looked at putting it just down here, but it didn't quite work because it was in the way of the control column and in the way of me in the controls. So it has to sort of live there. The other side, it's also in my way, and the cable's not long enough. But I hope you liked the new format. And you know, obviously my channel will always concentrate on 737 content. I love just doing simple flights like this. Obviously Berlin is a standard long commercial German airport with long runways, but it'll be interesting to fly some more challenging approaches as well, and as ever I'm always open to destination suggestions, but will always be the backbone of this channel, the 737, because I know some of you really enjoy me watching the aircraft, and I enjoy obviously flying in real life and on here as well, but I do love the challenge of flying something different from time to time. So once again, thanks to WINWING for sending this stuff out. If you haven't seen it already, check out my latest video if you're interested in the products. You can check the links as well, and yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching, and seeing me use all my new hardware. And next live stream then, what is it? I've got 2 more days off. I won't be able to do anything tomorrow, maybe Thursday, and again, if the standbys don't change, I'll try and do something in that time. But if you are enjoying the video or the content, don't forget to like and subscribe as we work towards 100,000 subscribers. Very much appreciate it. To the donations today, thanks for your generosity. To all the members, thank you very much for your continued support. To all the regular viewers and subscribers, thank you very much for tuning in. Very much appreciate you all watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye.
Yankee Bravo at Charlie 10, request posting.
Lizard.